Herbie Hide of Great Britain against the American sometime superstar Riddick Bowe. Gary Mason, the former British heavyweight champion, here to look ahead with me. A big odds-on favourite on the strip in Las Vegas, and he has the form to back up favouritism. An Olympic silver medalist, a wealth of major championship experience, size and power as well. But tonight we wait to find out if the real Riddick Bowe shows up. Gary Norman on the man considered by some good judges to be the best heavyweight in the world.
Riddick Lamont Bowe, the man who most American boxing writers acknowledge as the best heavyweight around. The only blemish on his record is a loss to Evander Holyfield. But of his victories, of which there are 35, there's some good names.
That was a great shot, chopping right, and over he goes. And this will be a big test of his will now.
Inside uppercut by Riddick Bowe, and another. Oh, and another. You can see that last uppercut landing flush on the chin. And Tony Tubbs is up against the rope.
Here's Bowe now. The same thing that he did with Jose Revolta. And he took a left. He's down from a left. Let's see if he'll pin around. Let's see if he'll clown around. Joe O'Neill trying to get Bowe in a neutral corner. He's not winking this time. He's not going to make it this time. It's all over. First round knockout.
It was a very long round. The bell was rung. Secondly, finally when the bell rang, Elijah Tillery stuck his face out, and Riddick Bowe just hit it. And you see Rock Newman getting involved in this. Both of them almost falling over the rope.
Oh, he's got him. Kurtzer suddenly looked open, and Bowe has concluded the argument. It's over. Stopped.
With victories like those, Bowe worked his way back into contention. In November of '92, got his chance against the undisputed champion, Holyfield. It was his finest hour.
Oh, big jab from Bowe, and he's looking to follow it up with the right hand. And really knocked Holyfield's head back on his shoulders, that jab.
He has, when he uses it, it's a very, very strong jab, and a good uppercut.
Oh, he's got him.
In trouble.
He's in trouble now. Holyfield is gone. Bowe senses the finish now. Holyfield is all over the place, and there's a long time left in the round. Holyfield is fighting for dear life in there now. Bad moments, and is this where the title changes hands?
For the winner by unanimous decision and new heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Bowe!
He trashed the WBC belt, which Lewis gratefully accepted, and defended his other two titles against Mike Dokes, the former champion some decade or so earlier. It was a one-round demolition. He then defended his WBA version of the crown against journeyman Jesse Ferguson. This too was a hugely embarrassing one-sided affair, stopped in round 2. But then came the rematch with Holyfield, which he lost.
I disappointed a lot of people by letting Evander Holyfield beat me. Evander Holyfield didn't beat me because he wanted to beat me. He beat me because I let him beat me. And people are going to do what you let them do to you.
Bowe picked up the pieces of his career with a win over Larry Donald, a mover in the mould of Herbie Hide. That was a 10-round points victory. Riddick Bowe is a very wealthy man. His fleet of 9 cars at his Washington home are testament to that. But he's also a nice man, a family man. This the latest of the clan. In preparation for this fight, Bowe drove to Las Vegas in his mobile home. I'll let him take up the story.
This is the Bowmobile. And I purchased this after the first Holyfield fight. I decided to start taking it to training camp. Not to mention, I became somewhat afraid of flying. So this just comes in handy.
Whilst manager Rock Newman plotted Bowe's future, could he be dreaming of Tyson? And Bowe got down to doing the other thing in his life that he does best. The only thing left to say is, has Bowe taken Hyde too lightly and listened to Colonel Sanders too heavily?
That's kind of been the question with Riddick Bowe for about the last 2 years or so. Do you believe, first up, that he's physically ready for this one?
I believe that by however he would have worked, he would have worked a little bit, and I believe it would be enough to see him through this one.
Well, we hear from the training camp that Eddie Futch, his veteran trainer, had to have a heart-to-heart talk with Riddick Bowe in the build-up to this fight, and allegedly gave him an ultimatum, Gary, saying, Either you really get down to it for this fight, or I'm off. I don't want any fooling around here. Do you believe that?
Yes, I believe that, because Riddick Bowe, you could see as soon as he won the championship, he started really living life, and it does happen to somebody when they do come into that sort of glory and money.
Right, now you touch on the bigger question. Physically, he may have lost the poundage. Mentally, can he get back to the peak of his first Holyfield performance?
Mentally, I think he can, because he has the incentive of, like, the 100 million, the 200 million. Everybody's got the incentive of the Tyson fight, and that will give them the mental attitude that they will need.
His qualities speak for himself, but his critics say he tends to be one-paced. Do you agree with that?
He may well be one-paced, but he's not slow. He's as quick as any heavyweight out there. And with his sheer size, we can't expect him to be fleet-footed. His size is his advantage.
Right, now to Herbie Hide. We know him very well over here, but over there, he's just another up-and-coming fighter. Hyde knows a good performance tonight can change everything around. He may be largely unproven, but he is unbeaten, mobile, young, hungry, and now apparently maturing very nicely, even at 23, a tender age for a heavyweight. Gary Norman once more.
The count is 5, 6, 7, 8. He's not going to make it, I don't think. 9. No, he's knocked out. Up too late this time. And Herbie Hide has won the WBO Heavyweight Championship.
The realisation of a dream, a memory that would live with him forever. Herbie Hide was a champion.
I was disappointed he didn't get up, but I was happy. I was happy as well. The joy of being a world champion, the joy of lifting the belt. That's like the best memory of my life.
Hyde came to this country as a young child. He remembers little of his native Nigeria. His adoptive parents raised him in the quiet Norfolk countryside in the sleepy village of Taverham. He only boxed at school to avoid doing homework, but it served him well, and by 1989 he made his professional debut. Even then, he was as confident inside the ring as he was out.
I've always felt like that guy, and I still feel like that now. That's just me, you know, and we all have feelings. I have a very self-confidence. I've always believed in myself. I always feel I could do it, and I still feel the same now.
Like any young professional, a succession of quick, spectacular victories followed. But it was his win over Michael Bent that really caught the headlines. Their pre-fight press conference raised a few eyebrows too.
These things I'm worried. Never get worried, my man.
These incredible scenes were witnessed by millions on television. There to set an example and publicise the fight, both will find in the region of £10,000. Hyde has also made the headlines outside of the ring. He is a young man trying to come to terms with who and what he is. And as he says, anyone can make a mistake.
You know, I'm not a bad person, but a lot of people that don't know me, because I'm shy, I don't talk to a lot of people, they might think otherwise, but that's life. I mean, what's happened to me could happen to anyone. It can happen to the Queen. It's happened to them now, so that's life.
He isn't a bad man. This is his young adopted brother, Alan, seriously ill with leukemia. After winning the World Championship, Hyde donated the belt to the hospital that was looking after his brother to raise some money.
Well, now you know a little bit about Herbie Hide, the man. But what about Hyde and Bowe as a fight? Bowe will enter the ring some 20 pounds heavier than Herbie Hide and some 3 to 4 inches taller. So who better to discuss this fight than the former world heavyweight champion, Lennox Lewis?
Gary, let's discuss this over a cup of tea. Size is important. Let me tell you why. For Herbie, size is important because he's the smaller guy, so he has to utilize his speed and make sure that he keeps on the move and keep Bowe missing. For Bowe, he's got the size, he has to use his weight and his power, and he has to make sure that he doesn't miss.
Let's look at size in terms of weight. Primo Carnera was the heaviest champion of all time, Foreman the second in his second spell as champion, and Bowe is the all-time number 5, but Hyde weighs in at number 26, a mere 216 pounds. If we look at height, Bowe will have some 3-inch advantage, but at 6'1½", Hyde is taller than all of these previous champions. Liston, Tyson, Patterson and Marciano. And Emmanuel Stewart thinks that Hyde can use these factors to his advantage.
Well, Herbie Hide has the style that is, I think, necessary to beat Bowe. Bowe is physically a very big man, as we all know, and you're not going to be able to out-muscle him anyway. And I think the fact that Herbie moves and boxes is going to be the type of a style that will give Bowe his biggest problem.
Now, if you want exact comparisons, Hyde is almost identical in height and weight to Holyfield and Liston. And they weren't bad, were they? Bowe may well be bigger, but Herbie can cut him down to size.
And this is how he prepared to go to work against Bowe at the weigh-in yesterday. Riddick Bowe going to the scales first. And the big question, would it be 17.9, 17.8, or something much slimmer?
241.
All right. 41.
Announcer.
Weight was 241 pounds.
17 stone 3 then for Riddick Bowe, matching his weight against Larry Donald. And now for Herbie Hide. Well, we know there's going to be a big weight difference here, Herbie, but how big a difference? Here's what happened.
214.
Weight is 214 pounds. 214.
So all bar 1 pound, Riddick Bowe is 2 stone heavier than Herbie Hide. Is that what you expected, Gary Mason?
Yeah, somewhere around there. But it's just, Riddick Bowe, his mother was 6 foot, his father was 6'4". Just the sheer mass of the man. He's a big 6'5", you know, big 17 stone. And Herbie Hide, in comparison to him, is going to look like a middleweight.
Now, Bowe's weight has gone up and down like a yo-yo since the first meeting with Holyfield. 17.5 against Mike Dotes, 17.6 against Ferguson. Holyfield's second time around, 17.8. He was 16.11 the first time they met. And it got worse. Buster Mathis fight, he was 17.9.
Yeah.
Then he started to come back down again. It's not always as simple as just losing the pounds, is it? It depends on how you do it.
It's as well, you've got to get your mind right. And after the loss, obviously, when he went into the Holyfield fight, the first one, it was his chance. He would have prepared himself in the best way possible. And after becoming champion and the glory and everything else, he wouldn't have worked as hard, and and he may have allowed himself to get away with it. And then when he lost, again, when he lost the title, that done him in again. On the way back, he may not have wanted to come back, but now there is a great deal of incentive, and that is what will get him into shape.
How hard do you think he punches?
I think it's his sheer size rather than his actual punch power, because he gets the leverages in the punches that make them harder than they could possibly be against somebody of his own size.
Speaking of size, let's examine the tail of the tape for this WBO World Heavyweight title showdown, Gary. Now, basically, the story here is that Hyde is younger, lighter, and significantly smaller.
Or you could say he's actually less experienced, doesn't have enough bulk, and the size will go against him, and less experience. So it's but I think the fights themselves, I think it's really down to the characters, but the 25 KOs and 29 KOs, they're a very similar thing, aren't they? The amount of fights is not dissimilar. And I would have liked to have seen the reach up there, because what the reach does, it determines whose punch is going to get to the others sooner.
Well, I can tell you, actually, I've got it here. Hyde 78-inch reach, and Bowe 81 inches.
So that means that if Riddick Bowe's jab is even going the same speed as Herbie Hide's, his punch should get there before him with that power behind it.
Right, what would be your final instructions to Herbie Hide?
Well, I'd say to Herbie Hide, there's an expression they use on the street, get dark. He just has to go out there and get dark, because he's just got to go. Herbie, I read something that Herbie said that he fights on, there is no plan, he lets the spirits take over him. He's got to get a dark spirit to go in there and really do some damage, just like Nigel Benn did.
The other thing from the Bowe point of view, let's make this absolutely clear. If Riddick Bowe does not win tonight, is his career over?
I wouldn't say his career is over, but it really does put a great dent in the Riddick Bowe situation. You know?
And his credibility is shot, really.
Yeah, and Herbie Hide, he can only win tonight, because if he wins, he goes on to more glory. If he loses, and loses in the way I believe he will, if he's going to lose, then he's going to win.
Right, Britain's 23-year-old world heavyweight champion, Herbie Hide, the WBO World Heavyweight Champion. If he does lose, as Gary suggests that he feels he will do tonight, then he's still got time on his side to come back. But at 27, Riddick Bowe has really got to go to work and achieve and get dark, in Mason's phrase, in order to win that WBO World Heavyweight title belt tonight. It's a title he wants rubbish, but he needs it now very, very badly. Let's get back to ringside for the
There is marvellous Marvin Hagler and Jack Nicholson there sitting behind him. Just part of the star-studded audience here. Jack Nicholson is a huge boxing fan. I've seen him at a lot of the promotions, and it's good to see him there. I know I was at the 1984 Olympics. He watched every bout, sat there through every bout.
Yes, we've seen him quite a few fights, and Marvin Hagler looking well.
Done a bit of acting like you, hasn't he, Glenn?
Yeah.
Hagler?
Yes, me and Marvin struggling actors.
Yeah. Glenn, who recently played Vlad the Impaler in a recent edition of Casualty. I don't know if you caught that. He's trying to keep quiet about that. I thought you were good.
Thank you.
You never told them the follow-up story, Glenn.
No idea what you told about me.
Now then, Riddick Bowe is on his way. The former world heavyweight champion, the man who was brilliant on the night that he beat Evander Holyfield, but probably just out of shape when Holyfield took that title back off him, and that has been a very, very costly defeat. It's put him out in the cold. He's still trying to find a way back. Is this the night that Riddick Bowe produces a turning point in his career? Eddie Futcher's trainer says he's in great shape, the best shape he's been in, he says, since that first Holyfield fight. And he believes that Bowe will start to re-establish himself from here. He starts a 6-1 favourite. The man who has joined the long list of sports stars, who's now frightened of flying. He goes everywhere in his Bowmobile. Riddick Bowe, 35 wins, 29 by knockout, and just that one defeat. He looks serene, doesn't he? On Monday, Rock Newman, his manager, and Riddick Bowe are going to meet Mike Tyson on the eve of his release from the Indiana Youth Center. They hope to engineer a $115 million fight in New York. But there's business to attend to, first of all, right here in Las Vegas. Riddick Bowe is in the ring. And he awaits Herbie Hide of Great Britain. And we will await with great interest to see just exactly how Hide looks on his way to the ring. He looks relaxed and confident all week. How will he look when he actually gets in there? Doesn't exactly look tense, does he, Bowe?
He doesn't. He looks very relaxed. Yeah, very relaxed, just walking around, having a little chat. Looks nice and loose.
Nice man, Riddick Bowe. He's a family man, one of 13 children, married with 4 youngsters himself. The fanfare is for Herbie Hide. The mock beefeaters in attendance. We've had British bobbies, or men dressed up as British bobbies. They've been playing the British angle for all it's worth. Some travelling fans, some of them from Norwich. We've had West Ham banners here. And here comes Herbie Hide. Freddie King, his trainer, on the left, and there are those British bobbies again. You can't get away from them this week. How do you think he looks, Glenn?
I think he looks good. He looks very intense. Hopefully, he looks focused.
Unbeaten in 26 fights, Herbie Hide. And here's an interesting statistic. He scored 42 knockdowns in those fights. I wonder whether the Americans might just underestimate Hyde's power.
they've got to look at them statistics. He's fast and he can bang. But I think, he doesn't just stand and really, really try and whack his shots in. He's very quick. He's on the move and he's putting his combination together. And it's a long time since you've seen a heavyweight like that who moves and puts his punches together so quickly.
Herbie Hide, born in Nigeria, brought up in Norfolk by his adoptive parents, Alan and Tina. A young man who has come up the hard way and has established himself somewhere near the top on the heavyweight scene. He's a new name to most of the American public. He hopes to make them remember him tonight.
The MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Nevada, where tonight Spencer Promotions and the MGM Grand, in association with your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, this Bud's for you, present 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Heavyweight Championship of the World. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Dr. James May, Commissioners Nat Carasali, Dr. Elias Ghanem, Luther Mack, and Crispin Rivera, Executive Director Mark Ratner, Chief Physician at ringside, Dr. Flip Pomansky, attending physicians, Dr. James Wishgame and Dr. William Berliner. Timekeeper at the bell, Mike Lachella. Counting for the knockdown seconds, Al Bicek. Representing the World Boxing Organization, President Francisco Valcarcel. And supervisor at ringside of the WBO, Florida State Athletic Commission Chairman Jimmy Resnick. The three judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be Chuck Giampa, Bill Graham, and Jerry Robb. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Richard Steele. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the fabulous MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Nevada, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white with red trim, weighing 241 pounds, this 1988 Olympic silver medalist brings into the ring a professional record of 35 victories against only one loss, with 1 no contest, and 29 of his 35 victories are by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from Brooklyn, New York, the challenger and former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Big Daddy
Tremendous reception for Bowe, 17 stone, 3 pounds.
And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white, trimmed with red letters, and weighing 214 pounds. He brings an outstanding professional record of 26 victories without a loss. And he has proven his punching power by knocking out 25 of those 26 opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, from Norwich, Norfolk, England, presenting the undefeated WBO Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Dancing Destroyer, Herbie Hide.
Great noise from the British fans who've travelled here, hoping to see a huge upset. Herbie Hide at 9-2 against Riddick Bowe, 6-1 on with the Las Vegas bookies here. The first 2 rounds you would think might be dangerous here, Glenn, for Herbie Hide. I wonder whether Bowe might try to charge him and catch him cold.
I would think that would be his tactics. On lots of occasions he hasn't been a particularly fast starter, Bowe, but I think he'll want to try and use his strength, use his weight, and get onto this straight away.
So we're all set here at the MGM Grand Garden. Herbie Hide, this is the biggest fight of his life. Riddick Bowe, one of the elite heavyweights. Some say the best man around. A huge step up in class for Herbie Hide. Can he pass this degree course? Bowe, as you can see, much the bigger man, 3 inches taller. Hide with speed and athleticism on his side. And throwing the first punches of the contest as well. Fascinating to see how well he settles, but it is a huge difference in size. First time it's really rammed home to us when you see him in the ring like that.
That's right. This is the first time that it's become very, very obvious what a task he has and how much smaller he is. But he's doing the right thing. He's got to move around. He's got to feint his shots, get in there quick, use them fast combinations, and he's a fast and heavy puncher.
Key moment is going to be when Bowe unleashes that extra power for the first time. How will Hide be able to ship that punch from a man 2 stones heavier? It's a lot of weight to give away.
And a big question is also that Hyde has been out of the ring for a year. You know, how much has that took out of him?
Power, size, experience, all on the side of the former world heavyweight champion Riddick Bowe, with the red stripe down his shorts. Hyde with those little tassels. Tentative opening from Riddick Bowe here. I know he feels that he just needs to bide his time here. He's got respect for Hyde. He certainly wasn't rubbishing him in the build-up to this. Hyde doing more of the work in the opening round, and Bowe just motioning him to come on in.
But the good thing there is Hyde is getting them shots off.
Bowe has scarcely thrown a punch so far. That lateral movement so important for Herbie Hide, to present the mobile target, never let Bowe get set. Not to stand toe-to-toe with him. He's got to get in, throw those fast combinations, and out again. So far, so good for Hyde. But the big questions, as yet, unanswered.
But these are good tactics for Herbie Hide. His movement's good. I know the Bowe camp were worried about that. They kept saying, you know, Nevada judges would not score points for moving fighters. But Hyde's moving and he's scoring.
There's his speed coming into play. So far, Hyde has had the best of this opening round. Good right hand from Hyde. He shocked Michael Bent a year ago, and that was Hyde's opening round. No doubt about that, whatever nationality the judges are.
A good right hand, which I'm certain would have hurt Bowe.
Well, if Hyde wasn't confident when he came in, he may be feeling a bit more confident after that.
I'm sure that would have helped.
Round 2. Interesting start, all right. Bowe's had a couple of wins since he lost the title on the comeback trail. He beat Larry Donald. The other was a no contest, as it turned out, by Buster Mathis Jr. when he hit him when he was down. Bowe gives the impression at the moment of a man just biding his time. Maybe just sizing what Herbie Hide exactly has to offer.
He does, but I think now after that first round he'll be a little bit careful when he decides to make his attack.
Haven't seen a right hand at all yet from Bowe. Couldn't be more different for the start he made against Holyfield on the night he won the World Heavyweight Championship. Looks ultra cautious, doesn't he, so far, Bowe?
He does. He's walking forward, but he's not getting any shots off. He's not using that jab. He's got a big height and reach advantage, and he's not getting the jab off.
The Americans have been saying here that Bowe not only has to win here, he has to produce a show-stopping performance. Bowe's unhappy there. He thinks that there was a butt, I think, from Herbie Hide. Richard Steele reads the riot. Bowe is not happy at all. Bowe claims he was butted. And he's still protesting. Is he making a bit of a meal of that, do you think?
Well, he is. I would have thought with him wanting to make a big impression in that fight, if he had been hit, he wouldn't have made such a big deal about it, would have wanted to keep it hid, but he didn't. He really made a meal of it.
I think Hyde wanted to touch gloves there as a gesture of sportsmanship and goodwill to Bowe, and Bowe was having none of it.
Well, we'll see if Bowe gets a bit annoyed and this makes him work a bit harder.
Or was that just a little sign of distress from Bowe early on?
You can see in the Bowe corner, they're waving their man in. They want him to get on to Hyde quicker.
Hyde has got to be very careful that Bowe doesn't cut him off at the corners. Again, the fast, sharp right hand from Hyde. Hyde did not get a point deducted for that alleged butt. So far, so good for Hyde, but 12 rounds is a long time to make these tactics work against a big, proven world-class heavyweight. But you can just feel this American crowd, who've never heard of Herbie Hide, warming to this fight and what they're watching here.
You can, he's certainly counting very well, just leaning away, coming back with shots, and Bowe again complaining about something. He's not happy.
Goodness knows what that complaint was about. Hyde doing very, very well. 2 jabs, fast right hand. Terrific start here from the lightly regarded British boxer. Lightly regarded in American eyes, that is, but with a growing reputation on what he did in the opening 2 rounds here. That surely was Hyde's round again.
Again, a very good round for Hyde, and I think he will have upset Bowe. Bowe complaining of a headbutt, and then later in the round complaining of something else. So he's upset. Things aren't going his way. He's got a lot to do here. He's got to try and change things around. They're very puzzled at trying to trap Hyde on against the ropes or in the corner, because Hyde is moving all the time, and then he just moves away and he comes back with good counters.
Now, is this the butt? This is where Bowe complains that Hyde butted him. He reels back against the ropes in just a moment. There did seem to be a little upward movement of the head from Hyde in there. 2 rounds gone. 2 rounds to Hyde, I reckon.
Certainly do. 2 good rounds.
This is the 3rd. Due to go 12, of course, for this WBO Heavyweight Championship. Herbie Hide from Norwich. The man who calls himself the Dancing Destroyer, still only 23. Some say he's the fastest heavyweight since the young Ali. Again, good sharp jabs. And Bowe's face is the kind that just has the tendency to puff up a little bit. If those jabs keep on ramming home. Again, the hand speed of Hyde just bewildering Bowe.
It's very good to see that Hyde is beating Bowe to the jab. Bowe with a height and reach advantage, and Hyde, the speed is making all the difference.
Hyde has the chance here to make a massive name for himself. Oh, left hand gets in, stiff jab, and that, just for a moment, if I wasn't mistaken, just seemed to stiffen Hyde's legs for a moment. And now Bowe starts to unleash for the first time. These are the key moments in this fight, you feel, when Bowe does start to let go of those heavy punches. But the right hand counter was a good one from Herbie Hide, and Bowe was shaken a little bit by that. Well, goodness me, look at the way Hyde's come back here. It crashes another right hand. This young man is totally unfazed by the assignment. That's terrific stuff from Herbie Hide, because I thought Bowe had him going a little. And down goes Hyde. That surely was just a slip. No knockdown, no knockdown.
No knockdown, but he's definitely hurt from something.
He's hurt from something. Now, what was that? Hyde is suddenly all over the place.
He obviously got hit with something.
It was one of those phantom punches, and down he goes again. Well, this is mysterious. I think this might be the end of the road for Herbie Hide here, suddenly out of nowhere. What was he caught with in there? It's as if suddenly everything's gone out of him. And suddenly he comes back again. Extraordinary developments. But I think Hyde needs that bell to end this round.
Oh.
And down he goes again.
A big right uppercut that time,
Big right
Ian.
uppercut. The power of Bowe is unleashed after such a promising start. Now this is the second authentic knockdown of the round. A 3 knockdown rule is in effect. If Hyde goes down again, it's an automatic stoppage. There are only seconds left in the round. Can he possibly get through this? One more knockdown means Bowe is the winner. That bell cannot come soon enough. There it is. Hyde has got through that. Now what a round that was. But I still do not know what that first punch was that got Hyde in all of a dither straight away when his legs just went to jelly suddenly.
They did it. From where we sat, it just looked like he fell forward under his knees off balance. But obviously, we were on the blind side. I think Bowe must have caught him with the right hand. He went down, and it was obvious he was in trouble.
Doctor's in there as well. Hyde is in some trouble. After that fantastic start he made, well, we did make the point that when Bowe started to land, how would Hyde react to that? I think we have the answer, and the answer is an ominous and alarming one from the point of view of the British boxer. Now let's look at this again and see if we can see from a different angle.
He just seemed to catch the edge of that left hook, but it didn't seem a really good shot that landed.
Fourth round. Well, can Hyde come back from that torrid third round he had?
Guess what an unbelievable round that was, and he did manage amongst all that to hurt Bowe as well.
And back comes Hyde again, putting Bowe under pressure. Oh, he's got him! Oh, no, it's a slip. Well, it looked for a moment as if that was a punch, but Bowe lost his footing. No knockdown. And Hyde, in this extraordinary fight here, suddenly has another lease of life. One moment he looks out on his feet, the next moment he has Bowe, it seems, on the verge of a knockdown.
That's right, he was catching Bowe with good shots there, and Bowe threw everything he had into a left hook and missed Hyde with that and slipped over. But just before that, Hyde was landing with good shots. You're right, just when he looks hurt, Hyde, he lands a good couple of shots. This is a tremendous fight.
But Bowe's extra firepower may be crucial. Hyde down twice in round 3, as well as one slip. Well, this has been highly dramatic so far. Hyde, the smaller, lighter man, again at superior speed.
Hyde's doing well with the lateral movement, just keeping Bowe off balance, not allowing him to land that big right hand.
He certainly can't afford another round like that third, though, can he, Hyde? Oh, great right hand, beautifully timed punch, but the right hand through from Bowe gets through in another clubbing right and a left. Hyde's hurt by that. Hyde's hurt by that. It's the extra power, you see. I don't think Herbie Hide is going to be able to take too much more of that. Every time Bowe lands, Hyde is badly shaken up. He's down for the third time. There's half a minute left in round 4. Bowe closes in and senses that he can finish it. This time it's finished. It's stopped. Well, I thought Richard Steele had stopped the fight there. He seemed to wave it over and let Hyde get up again. But another knockdown in this round with 14 seconds to go would mean a stoppage. Or did he think that that was not an authentic knockdown, the second one?
That's right. I think the second one he thought was a slip, and he waved it to say no knockdown.
Now Hyde is down. This is the second authentic knockdown of this round.
And it's obviously, it's not it's the physical strength of Bowe. I think the weight difference is making tell.
It's just the key factor in the fight. He's being hit by a man 17 stone 3. There were 2 proper knockdowns and 1 slip, as counted by referee Richard Steele. But I don't think Hyde has too much chance here now. It's the weight difference, isn't it? You can't give away 2 stone.
It certainly is. I know that exactly how he feels when I was in the ring with Lennox Lewis. They're just so much a bigger man, and Hyde is getting caught. You know, it's just the strength of him, the sheer power. You know, he's not getting caught bang flush, but the sheer power of the man, the sheer strength.
Now the doctor's been called into the corner of Herbie Hide, who may not be able to go on here, I think. He's been down 4 times now and taken 4 mandatory 8 counts. Doctor's had a look. I think they are going to allow it to go on into a 5th round. But I think the die seems to be cast.
It does. I think the referee has got to be very aware of things now. When he's been down this amount of times, Richard Steele has really got to be on his game.
Yes, there mustn't come a point really where Herbie Hide is taking unnecessary punishment.
Not when he's taking shots off a man as big and as strong as Riddick Bowe.
Hyde started the fight so well. He's got the speed, he's got the boxing skills, but he just can't cope with that 17-stone power coming at him.
Now Bowe's using the jab to good effect, rocking Hyde's head back.
Hyde bravely tries to come back at him.
Again, we can see even when he misses with shots, Bowe, the power is moving Hyde. I think Bowe will want to be in close. He'll want to use them club and strong tactics like there.
And again, he kind of mauls him to the floor, and you wonder how much more of this really the referee is going to allow. The 5th knockdown for Herbie Hide. I don't think he's really got anything left. He's looking at the referee. I think Herbie Hide has maybe had enough.
Yes, I think
he almost seemed to be inviting him in there. His fighter's instinct let him come back. Look at the way he's come back. Look at this for bravery from Herbie Hide.
He's certainly shown great heart and great spirit.
But you get the feeling against hopeless odds now. Looking very tired and drained of all strength, Hyde.
And it's close, in close like this where Bowe does most damage. When they get into a clinch, when Bowe can really get some leverage and some power behind the shots.
And those knockdowns have taken the spring now out of Hyde's legs. And once he loses the mobility, of course, he becomes a more stationary target for Bowe. Half a minute left in this round. Hyde down 5 times so far. Even the jabs, you get the feeling, are shaking Hyde up, and it's a very good jab that Bowe has. Terrific combination again from Hyde. He's looked flashy, he's looked skillful. But he's giving away too much weight. End of the 5th round. As Hyde is still...
It could have been a good decision just to call a halt then.
Bowe has won the last 3 rounds by huge margins on the scorecards because of the knockdowns. So he'd have a massive points lead as well at this stage, despite Hyde winning the first 2. A couple of those rounds might even have been 10 points to 7 rounds for Bowe. Is there any way back from here for Herbie Hide? I don't think so, do you?
I don't think so, but he's only if he can land a good shot on Bowe while he's moving about. If he can land a good counter, then he can do something. And as you know, in the heavyweights, there's always a chance that a fight can be swung around.
But he's landed with so many good shots, Herbie Hide, and they just haven't put a dent in Bowe, have they?
No, I think Bowe should really be wanting to get in close, because his best work has been almost in the mauls. Or when they've been grabbing, then he's been using his physical strength. And really, you know, that's where the difference has been.
Hyde so tired that he collapses to his feet. There was not a knockdown there. He fell onto both knees with his exhaustion. Caught again. And the towel's come in from the corner. The towel has come in from the Hide corner.
I don't think it is the corner. I think it's been thrown in somewhere from the back, Ian. The corner certainly haven't done it.
Well, there was a white towel thrown in there. They're not allowed to stop the fight like that these days. Only the referee can make the decision. Now, if that was a fan doing that, that was obviously well out of order. Well, Bowe just can't quite finish off the job, but you get the impression that it could be at any moment the finish here. Even the jabs are taking it out of Herbie Hide.
They are, they're good, solid jabs. And every time Bowe gets in close like this, he hurts his man.
Surely this time, down goes Hide again. He's been down now in every round from the third on. Third, fourth, fifth and sixth. I don't think he's going to make it up this time, is he? No, this time Hide is counted out. Richard Steele wouldn't stop him. And I think Hide, well, I'm glad really that he wasn't allowed to take any more. It is all over in the sixth round. Riddick Bowe takes Hide's WBO Heavyweight Championship. And after such a promising start, it was always going to be Hyde's speed against the size, strength, experience of Bowe, and the size, strength and experience of Bowe was what counted in a big way, and Hide is in tears of despair.
Ian Darke back ringside for some more reaction from Las Vegas in just a moment or two. Gary Mason has been watching the proceedings there with me with great interest. We have a 7th WBO World Heavyweight Champion in just 8 years. You're going to tell me he's the best of them, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's the most significant champion because he is the man that beat the man that beat the man. And I have to say, give Herbie Hide a great deal of respect because he kept getting up and the odds were always against him.
Well, by my reckoning, we'll check this back, but 7 times Herbie Hide was down. Was that too many times for any fighter?
It was too many times, but Herbie Hide, when he did get up in the later stages after he'd gone down a few times, he still showed that he had the intention and he was trying, but the task was just too much for him in the end, you know.
But should the fight have been stopped sooner?
The referee could have stopped the fight sooner, but he can see little things a little bit closer than we actually can, you know, and he's judging it from a different point of view than we are. So that might be the reason why he allowed the fight to go on. But thankfully, he's okay and everything's well.
But you have faith in his judgment, Richard Steele, in this respect. One remembers the Meldrick Taylor-Chavez fight, when he stopped the fight with, what, 2 seconds left on the clock in the last round?
That's right, and he actually refereed the Frank Bruno and Tyson fight as well, and he's a referee that's known to have a lot of controversy surrounding him, but in this case it will go forgotten if nothing really happens, you know. But Riddick Bowe didn't prove to me as if he's the man that should be waiting for Mike Tyson. If I was him, I would not be waiting for Mike Tyson. All
right, well, we'll expand on that theme after the break. Hope very much you've enjoyed the fight action. We hope to get more reaction from ringside, and Gary Mason will expand on this in just a moment. He was briefly the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion. He's back as a title holder now tonight. Riddick Bowe is the new WBO World Heavyweight Champion. Herbie Hide's brave resistance ending in the 6th round in Las Vegas. Gary, there was a turnaround after Hide made a brilliant start in the opening couple of rounds. I think we can have a look at round 3, where things did definitely change in emphasis in the fight.
I think, yeah, this was Herbie's best part of the fight and his best round, but it was his worst, because I think in there he threw so many punches, but he enabled Riddick Bowe to realise that he's punching a little bit harder, he can take what he's giving him. He pushed him down there, but there was no particular punch thrown just before that. But look at him here now. Physically, he is hurt. And now he gets a determined look, I'm going to get up off the floor. And I just think at that point, he had done all that he could. And Riddick Bowe thought, right, now it's my turn.
Was he already starting to look tired to you at that stage? And the way he got off the canvas there, did that betray signs of real tiredness as early as the 3rd round?
He showed by the amount of concentration and determination it took for him to actually get up off the floor that he was already tired, and it was only 3 rounds. And he had the big man in front of him. It was like a David and Goliath type situation. And This time, unfortunately, David didn't make it.
But David did provide plenty of excitement in the first couple of rounds, didn't he?
He shocked a lot of people. And do you know the good thing about that is, it's like they think, like, you know, like in America, it's like the limey heavyweight, yeah? And they're looking at him thinking he's going to fold over. And you see a big guy, and he's gone out there and he's peppering him and he's blistering him. And everybody, we all had to sit down and say, what's going on here?
Were the tactics right at the start from Hide?
Yes, Herbie Hide, he did all the right things. But then you could say that so did Riddick Bowe. You know, nobody did anything wrong. It just, the job was just too big for the man, generally too big for him.
You didn't see that there was any way that he could have maintained that pace, Hide?
There was a possibility that Riddick Bowe could have, after getting peppered with lots of punches and cut, and because he was complaining a lot about everything, wasn't he? He may have got disheartened and gone through a stage where Herbie would have been able to get a second wind and possibly continue to do that, but just the sheer size and strength was just too much in the end.
I wonder if we can get back to ringside and have a quick word with the new champion, Riddick Bowe, and he's talking with Bruce Beck here.
Thoughts on tonight's fight?
Well, I thought it wasn't one of my better performances and so forth, but, you know, Herbie was somewhat awkward, and I regained my composure and got him out of there. But I needed to work out like that, and I'm pretty much pleased.
First 2 rounds, it looked like you weren't getting off, and then in the 3rd round, he tagged you pretty good, and all of a sudden, you got fired up.
Not to mention he headbutted me. I think that played a big part. And I said, well, you know, I realized Herbie is dangerous and he is harder than I thought he would. Shook me up a little bit. But once I got together, I said, I got to get this guy because he's serious and he can hurt me. So I knew that I had to do away with him.
What does it mean to get a title, a WBO Heavyweight Championship, 2nd time for you as a world champ?
Well, you know, I get great pleasure out of being the champ, whether it's the WBA, WBO, WBC, IBF. As long as I have heavyweight champion behind my name, I'm content.
All right, what about the future now? What about Mike Tyson? Are you and Rock going to visit Mike on Monday?
Yes, we are. We're going to visit Mike to make sure he's doing okay and so forth. But right now, I'm going to start putting my focus into Jorge Luis Gonzalez or either Evander Holyfield. I think a guy like Evander will always bring the best out in me. And Jorge, he just talks too much, so I just want to go in there and teach him a lesson.
Are you the best heavyweight in the world today?
You better believe it.
Your commitment to training, was it a key?
I would have to think so. And you take a guy like Herbie, who's much lighter, and he had to be in great shape to withstand some of the punishment, and I was able to outlast him. So that in itself speaks of my conditioning.
Congratulations, Riddick.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So he's pretty pleased with his night's work. I'm sure Herbie Hide can take some grains of comfort from his effort, but I wonder how he's taking this first professional defeat. Let's hear from him now.
A difficult contest for you. After the first 2 rounds, you must have thought you were well in it.
After the first 2 rounds, I hurt Riddick. Rick, did I hurt you?
Oh, definitely.
I hurt you, and I felt that. And when I fought Michael Ben, I was on the move all the time. I didn't want to mix it because I was stopping Michael Ben made me a lot more confident and I exchanged with Riddick Bowe. If I didn't exchange with him and kept on the move, I would have beat him a lot easier. And I would be in here 12th round and I won a lot easier. I try to be a hero, try to stop him. I'm 23 years old. Riddick is 26, 27, and I'll be back. And I just want a rematch. Go ahead and don't forget Riddick. I want a rematch.
Okay,
yeah?
Herbie, you deserve it. You deserve it, big guy.
Thank you very much.
How good a champion now do you feel that this big fella Riddick Bowe is?
Riddick Bowe, many people believe Riddick Bowe is #1. But if he's #1, man, I'm there.
Oh, yeah. I would have to rate Herbie number 2. I mean, number 3. The only guy that's in front of him is Evander Holyfield.
No, Riddick. I'm coming back, and I want you again.
Okay.
Right? And next time, believe me, I'll be better.
All right, I look forward to it, Herbie.
And all I want is you and Rock, all right?
Good luck.
Give me a rematch.
Okay, appreciate it. Tough guy.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Favourite word in any boxer's vocabulary? Rematch.
No, that was quite good there, when at least Herbie's all right.